In this video, you will learn how to create easy to run funnels for bringing your brand off Amazon. And our guest today will be Amy Wies. She is CEO of Amazing at Home. They do a lot of training for Amazon private label sellers, and actually they are even putting their own trade show in Mexico. And we will learn all this very soon. But this session is part of Seller Fest online virtual event, which is sponsored by 3 companies. The first one is, let's start with the Carbon 6. They are the main sponsor of this event. And it's a suite of tools that makes it simple to optimize and streamline any aspect of your Amazon business. You can check the link below to see what tools they offer. And another company, which is part of this event, is Getida. They are Amazon FBA auditing company, and they help to maximize FBA reimbursements for sellers of any size. You will find the link and their offer below in the descriptions. And last but not least, QUARTILE is also sponsoring this session. It's an AI-powered advertising optimization platform that helps sellers and brand owners to maximize their potential in e-commerce. You will find the link for QUARTILE below in the description as well. And whenever you are watching this session, if you enjoy the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And this session I'm hosting together with Lisette Lees. She works with us at Orange Klik and with different Amazon brands. Hi, Lisette.
Hi, Gustas, and hi to all of the viewers as well. Super excited to be back here with you and also together with Amy. So hi, nice to see you here.
Hello, thank you guys for having me. It's great to be here.
So, Amy, before we go to your today's presentation, could you first introduce yourself and also let us know what you do in the Amazon space? Augustus already mentioned you do quite a lot of things, but just a brief introduction.
Sure. Hey, everybody. I'm Amy Wies. I have been selling on Amazon since 2007, so I'm a seller myself. And we also help at Amazing at Home. We help sellers with everything from copywriting to consulting to courses to help you expand and grow your private label business. Well, everybody, I'm excited to talk to you guys about how to get some easy funnels going that can build your brand off of Amazon. So without further ado, let's get into it. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about first, like, why have your past efforts to build your brand off of Amazon? Maybe they've been unsuccessful. Maybe they've been partially successful. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to give you a case study next from a brand I found on Facebook called Sparky Care. They were running some Facebook ads, and I ended up buying a similar product on Amazon instead of buying from them. So I give a case study of how they could have actually earned my trust. And so I hope to share that case study with you today so that you can learn what you can do to earn customers' trust off of Amazon when you're running your Facebook ads and doing funnels. So I'm going to give you some easy funnel examples using this case study. And then I'm going to talk to you about the most important part of building a funnel, which is gaining your customers' insights. So how to do a target market analysis, and then also how to do a competitive analysis. This is going to help you because if you don't know who your customer is, then your funnels probably aren't going to be very successful. So we're going to talk about how to do a funnel. We're going to talk about some examples of a funnel, and I'm going to show you how to gain some customer insights, even on Amazon. And then you're going to make your platform and targeting list after that. And hopefully you'll have some examples to be able to get to work on this. All right. Let's talk about why your past efforts on Amazon may not have been as successful as you would like them to be, or off of Amazon, excuse me. So you started here where you had, your first product, right? And you set up your brand. You probably set up some Facebook, Instagram, maybe Twitter, your Pinterest, whatever, all that kind of stuff. You set all that up, and then you did your Amazon launch, right? And then you got busy with Amazon. So normally, you stopped kind of running on this funnel and you got busy with Amazon. And then you launched your second product and you didn't really have an audience to launch to over here. So you went right back and you launched right on Amazon. And over here, your website and stuff just kind of sat there. I don't know about you, but this is what happened with me and Amazon, and a lot of my clients kind of experienced the same thing. So you focused on that customer avatar and you set up a website, social media pages, you got busy selling on Amazon. And then when you went to launch your next product, there was no audience and no time. So how do we fix that, right? Why didn't it work? So right here, when you got busy with Amazon, you probably posted some things on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you're like, hey, buy my product. And you're wondering, like, why am I not getting any engagement when I'm posting? I set up these channels, right? Why aren't I getting any engagement of my Facebook post or my Instagram post? My brand is not growing off of Amazon. Why isn't it working? Well, why it's not working is because you skipped the funnel. Customers don't just make buying decisions, right? So we have the funnel where, they gain awareness about your brand, then they gain interest, then they turn that interest into desire, and they make a buying decision. So we have to make sure that we're not just asking, we're not just posting our product on social media and like, buy from me, before they even know who we are, before they even know that we exist. So that's what a funnel is all about. So we don't want to skip the steps of awareness, interest, and desire and just ask them to take action, because it's not going to work. It's not going to grow our brand off of Amazon. So we have to look at the customer viewpoint. Remember, customers don't just make buying decisions. So this is where I'm going to get into my case study. Think about it from the customer's view. They're scrolling along and they see this ad from a brand they've never heard of asking them if they want to buy a product. So what do, right? And this is what actually happened with me. I was scrolling along and I saw this ad on the left from a company called Sparky Care. Now, I don't know them. I have no affiliation with them. I just grabbed this Facebook ad and made a case study out of it because I think it's really interesting to think about how I could have converted this audience, right? Or how they could have converted me, right? So they had this really interesting video of a lady like massaging her neck, right? With this plastic looking massage device. And I was like, wow, it's got a lot of engagement. And I went into the comments and I'm like looking and people seem to like it. And I'm like, okay, I'll click the shop now button, right? What am I going to find? I think this is interesting, right? So I click the shop now button and what do I see? I see, first of all, you guys, I would love to hear from you in the comments, right? But first, look at the price, $29.95. Does this thing look $29.95? And then they've got a cross-out price from $59.90. Is it worth $59.90? No. Then they've got these reviews, right? They've got what? How many? 133 reviews. Well, I can't trust those. This is a website I've never heard of. So then I think, I wonder if I can buy this product on Amazon, because they lost my trust, right? I clicked on their ad and I didn't convert because I'm like, I don't trust this information here. So I go to Amazon and I find all kinds of these, right? And look at the prices, you guys, $12.90. They've got reviews, all of that, right? And, it's a much cheaper. Like I said, I thought it was a cheaper product. I didn't really trust it, So on Amazon, I've got lots of choices. I can trust the reviews more than the Sparky Care website. I can easily return it if I don't like it. And there's a reasonable price point. So that's why I bought it on Amazon. I actually bought this product from Amazon. I decided to try it. So here, Sparky Care paid for an ad to try and convert me, but they didn't convert me because I lost trust the minute I visited their website. And I'm a smart consumer and I can go shop elsewhere and see what's going on, right? So how could they have gained my trust? How could they have converted me? And that's what I want to walk you guys through. I want to show you and them how they could have converted me. All right. So before we get into that, let's think about it from the search engine's viewpoint, right? Search engine wants to make people happy by showing the most relevant results to searchers so that customers keep coming back. And the ads that allow that search engine to monetize their efforts convert, right? So when I search for this dual pressure point massager on Google, you can see, look at what I see, right? Which website dominates? Of course, I see Sparky Care because I was just on their website. So, you know, Google thinks that's pretty relevant for me, right? So I see them at the top of the page. But look at the rest, right? The rest are Amazon, right? I mean, there's like a few little ones here that aren't related, but all of the major ones here for this dual pressure point massager are Amazon. And look at what else we see. What are the price points? Sparky Care, are they going to convert? $29.95 shows up right there. Right here in Google Shopping, we can see the lower prices. And then most importantly, the Amazon listing on Google shows reviews, right? That's huge. Customers love reviews, right? So if we're thinking about, we want to drive traffic, we want to get traffic to our website or even to Amazon, we need to think about it from the search engine's viewpoint. We need to make sure that our offer is fair for customers who are smart and are going to be searching. So Facebook is going to do the same exact thing. If you've ever noticed, if you've ever run Facebook ads, they look at how many shares, how much engagement that ad gets. So if your ad doesn't get engagement or people close out of your ad, they're not going to continue to show it. But if your ad gets a lot of shares and engagement, Facebook will show it to more people. You'll get more organic reach. So when we're creating these offers, we need to be thinking about this. How can I look great to the search engine? How can I look great to Facebook? So Sparky Care did a good job of that, right? They did a good job. Their ad reached me, and I wasn't even looking for one of these things. I hadn't searched for it. It was just there as I was scrolling through Facebook, and this video was pretty compelling. I was like, oh, what is that, right? So, you know, I clicked on it, but I didn't convert. So let's go over how they could have actually gained my trust. So there's that engagement on Facebook, right? How could they have earned my trust? So the best way to earn trust when you're thinking about your funnel, your top of funnel, where you get that initial awareness and interest, is to tie into your customers' pain points. So what are the pain points of a customer with neck tension? So here I've given an example about how neck tension contributes to migraines. Imagine if I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw this ad about how neck tension contributes to migraines. I suffer from migraines. Tons of people suffer from migraines, right? And this ad showed 3 tips to relieve tension in under 3 minutes a day. That's pretty low threat, right? I mean, I can go click that and go, oh, okay, I have neck tension. Cool. You know, I do need these tips, right? So I see this article about tension leading to migraines, and it's directly related to a pain point that I have. And you could split test this pain point with migraines, or, you know, with focus, or with just headaches. You could split test different things, but click for easy tips to relieve tension. That's pretty easy, right? I love this article. So I go to their website, I see this article, I love it. And then I see the offer for 30 days of tension release exercises. Now, this is when they're going to ask me to give up my email address, right? Hey, you love this. We actually have 30 days of tension release exercises, right? And I'm like, this article was good. It was quick. It was easy to understand. I'm going for that, right? I'm going to enter my email. But now on that same email pop-up, after, you know, as I'm entering my email, they say, hey, accountability is the best way to establish new habits. Join our Daily Stress Busters Facebook group for daily tips, right, on how to relieve stress. And I'm like, wow, also low threat, and I get to communicate with other people? Great. So I click, I join their Facebook group, I've given them my email, I get my 30 days of tension release exercises, and I feel like I've got value from this brand. And all I've given up is my email, right? So then when they offer this new product, right? I'm in their Facebook group, I'm engaged with them, I'm getting value, you know, I'm getting these daily tips. Then when they offer their new product for relieving stress, and they have a special offer for members, I already trust them. I already love them. I'm going to buy and use my coupon that they created for me, and I will happily leave a review. And oh, by the way, when I see their ad, what do you think the chances of me sharing and commenting on that ad are? It's going to be very, very high, because they've already gained my trust. I've already received value from them. So I want you guys to think about this when you're posting on social media and you're trying to get people into your funnel. Think about the things that you can offer them that relate directly to their pain points, low threat things that you can offer them where you can get their emails ahead of time. I always see people go, how do I get more reviews on Amazon? And I'm like, why don't you have an email list? Well, I can't get an email list. I didn't have a product before now. Wrong. You can get an email list. It's very easy to provide value if you understand your customers and you understand their pain points and you create a simple funnel that gets their email and delivers that value. That automates it for you. Once you do this, you only build the funnel one time, and you can use different top of funnel strategies like migraines, neck tension leads to migraines, leads to headaches, leads to lack of focus. And all of it leads to that same funnel, that same article, that same upsell, that same thing, right? Where you're getting that email from them and you're getting them into a community or a Facebook group. Now that's up to you. You don't have to always grow a Facebook group. Sometimes you can just get that email from them. But then the next time you go to launch a product, you don't get stuck in that vicious cycle where you have no audience to launch it to. Now you go, hey guys, we're launching our next product. We want your feedback during development. We want your help, right? This is how you get a list before you launch, by using a simple funnel like this. All right, so if Sparky Care had done this, they would have done it. They would have a trusted audience that they could create lookalikes from, and they could also split test different ads with different pain points. So for example, one for migraines, one for concentration and focus, one for productivity, etc. Right? These are all potential funnels that could lead to the customer joining their community and their email list. So one more thing, what about their product on Amazon? So let's say that they don't have a website, or maybe they do have a website, but they don't do anything with it. They're mostly just selling on Amazon, right? And they're like, hey, if I'm selling on Amazon, how do I get this customer to give me their email address? Well, how about the same exact flow that starts with a product insert? So that same exact flow that I just gave you, that example flow that I just gave you, that dug into their pain points and offered them value, that could start on a product insert. Your product insert could say, do you suffer from migraines, lack of concentration or focus? We have a book for you, and you could actually, make it look like a hardcover book. I don't know how many times I've scrolled through Facebook and I have seen like, get my book for free. And it's like this mock-up of this beautiful book, right? And you're just like, oh, wow, that seems like a lot of value, right? So you could create that mock-up of this big book, that they're going to get with these 30 days of, tension relieving exercises. And then you can say, also take our 30-day stress buster challenge. And then that leads, scan here, and that leads to that landing page where you're getting their email, you're delivering the value, you're growing your group. So you can do any of this, whether you're posting on social media, whether you're creating a video on TikTok, no matter what you're doing, you can do any of this, whether you're on a product insert or on a social media post. You're just taking them into your flow and you're delivering value, right? You're not asking them for a product review. You're getting their email list so that their email on your list, so that next time you go to launch, you're good to go, okay? All right, so, and don't forget, if you're not getting any traction on this insert, what you could do is you could create like 2 or 3 different inserts, and you could split test which ones, you could create 3 different landing pages, and you could split test which ones get the most traction for you, right? You're like, man, my migraines one is just taking off. People just love that one, right? Whatever it is, but don't forget, split test, split test, split test always. Okay, moving on. So let's go over some funnel ideas. So what are some ideas besides the one I gave you where, the pain point of, this ebook, right? What are some different ways that you could get people into your funnel? What could be that irresistible offer? So I want to give you some ideas so that you have effective things that you can put on your product insert or on your Facebook post that's going to get people into your funnel. So here's some funnel ideas. The first one is a warranty. So, this is not going to work great for every product, especially like the neck massager. That probably is not a great warranty product. But if you do have a warranty beyond Amazon's 30 days for certain products, this could be very effective for you, okay? A quiz. People love, have you ever noticed like the stuff that people post on Facebook is like related to these little quiz games? Quizzes are great. People are curious. Like, hey, do you want to find out what kind of, for me, I sell cat products. What kind of personality or what celebrity your cat is most like? People think that's hilarious. And you can just put the email field right into the quiz so you can deliver their results. You build it once, you get their curiosity, you get them on your list, right? A free app. So there's tons of apps out there. Like, I have the Calm app here as an example. Nearly all of your paid apps on your phone have affiliate partnership deals. So you could offer 30 free days of an app and you don't even have to pay for it, right? You could say, we've partnered with this app to give you free 30 days. You get their email address and you just give them your affiliate. They click on your affiliate link and they get to try that app free. Like nearly every single app has this. It's value, you guys. Next one would be phone wallpapers. Phone wallpapers are really easy to make. They're super easy to deliver, all of that. So and they're really fun. People take their phones with them everywhere. So again, you can dig into those pain points. You can dig into what people love. And that's a really great freebie that you can give that you don't have to ship a free product to someone, right? Next one would be to include a physical copy of your book. You could do that, right? You could, either put that in there, ship that off to them. If you use KDP, it's very easy to fulfill books that way, or even ebooks. And then other people's products. So there's a lot of great ways where you can give away other people's products that don't cost you anything. And some of these ideas can also be used, remember, on social media, right? If you have a Facebook group, something like that, and you're like, hey, we're offering 30 free days of this app or whatever, and you're taking them through. So these same things that could work on a product insert would also work on Facebook for ads, would also work on Instagram, Pinterest, any of your social media, right? So just think about that. You could really get a lot of emails on your list, whether or not you have a product. So you can attend my VIP session here and you can get specific examples of how to build each of these digital downloads. So they're super valuable to your audience. No free products to ship or give away. So I'm going to go over that during my VIP session. Okay, so that's why we're here. We got to complete this funnel, right? The point is to build it once and have an automated functional way to get new emails on your email list all the time, to consistently grow your audience, but provide value. So the idea is don't just stop when you go back to that vicious cycle that I went through in the beginning. When you set up your website and you did all this stuff and then you just kind of left it alone and you focused on Amazon, don't stop there. Complete the rest of the funnel, right? Go through this process and complete the rest of the funnel. Okay, so let's go for the last part. It's really important. You will not be able to create an effective offer if you don't know who your audience is. And a lot of people on Amazon, they get busy with Amazon and they just kind of forget who their audience is, and they don't realize that they can still grab these audience insights and actually figure out who their audience is. So I'm going to go over some ways where you can study your audience so that you understand their pain points, so that you know you're making an offer that's going to be attractive to them. So real quick, some tools that I use for gaining insights are the Greenshot screen capture tool. This is just a simple screenshot tool. So when I'm going through and studying my competitors and stuff like that, I can just click the print screen button and take a quick screenshot. It's free. Keywords Everywhere is a Chrome extension that shows you keywords across the internet and the trends for those keywords. That's a really great way to gain insights on your customers. It's like having Google Trends everywhere you go across the internet, whether you're on Pinterest, YouTube, whatever. And then any Amazon keyword tool of your choice. Those are just some tools that you may want to use when you're doing this. So first of all, let's talk about your audience. You want to assess your social media followers. And how you can do this is you can just search on the internet how to find the demographics of my blank following. So Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, whatever. If that's your main platform, go through and look at the number of the number of followers you have for each platform from most to least, their gender and age, the countries that they come from, their languages, and other interesting demographics such as household income, marital status. On Facebook, it's really cool because they actually tell you other brands that they like and other things that they like. So definitely check that out. And then assessing your Amazon demographics. Did you know you can get your customer demographics from Amazon? If you're a registered brand, you can just go under brand analytics, demographics, and you can get their age ranges, their household incomes and amounts, their education levels and amounts, their genders, the percentages of those genders, and their marital status. That's great information, you guys. You can find out how many people repeat buy from you, all that kind of stuff. So take advantage of those demographics that are built right into brand analytics. Okay, next, your website audience. So how do you assess your website visitors, You're going to search on the internet how to assess website visitor demographics on WordPress, Shopify, whatever it is, right? You need to log into that analytics platform, for example, Google Analytics or Facebook Pixel. And if you don't have these things installed, install them now. That means every single visitor that comes to your website from this day forward, you're going to be able to pixel them and capture those analytics. Facebook Pixel, again, you log into business.facebook.com, latest insights, and select your pixel, or you can create your pixel, but you're going to see this is what connects with your website to be able to get those visitors. You're going to see your audience size, your gender and age, the top cities of your audience, and top company pages your customers also like. So this will really help you with your targeting efforts and understanding your audience. I was really surprised at the age of my audience. It was different than what I had originally studied. And I was also surprised at the gender. I thought it was mostly women, and it was a lot of men too. So I was like, okay, there was a lot for me to learn there. So make sure that you guys are doing this. And if you don't already have these things installed, install them now so that every visitor that comes to your website, you're going to be able to get their data. All right. The goal of completing this assessment is to understand your current audience insights and set up the ability to understand your audience as it grows. Okay. Then you want to do a target market analysis so you can understand your customers' pain points, their needs, and considerations in the buying process. So you're going to answer some of these questions, like what problem do your customers want to solve? List their top problems and any substitute problems or needs. Do you understand their frustrations and pain points? List the top 5 pain points or topics of discussion for your target customer niche. Now remember, if you don't know their pain points, how are you going to build a funnel for them? How do your target customers currently solve their problems? What products do they buy and use, right? List your top 3 to 5 competitors. What makes your product stand out next to other solutions they use? Why should they buy from you? List your key differentiators, right? This is going to help you better sell your products, right? And then what value do your customers, do you offer customers who need your products? List your value proposition. Are your ideal target customers easy to reach? Right? Where can you easily communicate with them? List the top platforms where your target customer talks about and engages about their needs. This is key. So many people get overwhelmed and they're like, Amy, I don't know where to post. Do I post on Facebook? Do I do Instagram? Do I do Pinterest? You post where your customer has these conversations, where your customer hangs out. Don't worry about being on TikTok if your customer is not on TikTok, right? Or if you're not able to engage with them there. Don't worry about mastering every platform. Worry about mastering one. And then finally, where do your target customers currently go to make a buying decision? In other words, where can they be found online? Who or what influences them to buy? List the top 5 influences for customers to make buying decisions, okay? So these are important things. Take the time to go through and answer each of these questions, and it's really going to give you a really good insight about not only your products and how to sell them to the customer, but also about your customer and where they hang out online and where you should target them and how you should have conversations with them. All right. So the goal of completing this assessment is to understand your customer's needs and your value proposition versus competitors in the marketplace, because you want to do better than competitors in the marketplace. Okay. So I want you to analyze your top 3 competitors' online presence, because this comes along with that question of where should I be, Amy? Should I be on Facebook? Should I be on Pinterest? Analyze your top 3 competitors. Look at your target market analysis exercise that we just did, and look at your search bar analysis, look at keyword insights, Google them. What does the search bar suggest? This could give insight into what others are searching for in relation to their brand. You could also do this on Amazon, right? Analyze their web presence, understand how they're ranking on the web and what they're selling. Look at the look of their branding, the number of followers they have, how much engagement are they getting, how often do they post or write blogs, do they have existing funnels? Study them. Enter into your competitors' funnels. It's a great way. I always save, like when Augustus sends emails out, I save those emails. Those are great things to study for me to write my own emails, right? So do that, right? Also, do you have a competitive advantage or opportunity to compete or advertise against them on this platform? Call that out, right? Then list your competitors' top social media platforms and track the following for each. Frequency. How often do your competitors share posts? What kind of posts? What time of day are they posting? Following. Look at the overall number of followers. Content. Notice if your competitors are promoting their own content, offers, and articles, or if they're giving equal play to other content creators that are in the industry. Also see if they're aiming content to the personalities of buyers or if they're sharing items that don't really fit their profile, right? This is going to better help you position your own content to be as relevant as possible for your user base. And then finally, response time, right? How are your competitors responding to customer questions and concerns? Quick responses are important so you could beat them in this area. All right, so a little bit more about competitive analysis. You're going to analyze their business and industry presence. Look them up on LinkedIn. Who are they hiring? Do they have a team that posts on LinkedIn that's working for them? Are they taking part in industry discussions? Are they thought leaders? Summarize your competitive advantages and actions to take to better compete, right? So take the time to do a competitive analysis. This is going to give you a better idea of how you can position yourself above your competitors. Too many people only look at their competitors on Amazon and they don't study what they're doing off of Amazon. And this can really, really help you. All right. So the goal of completing this analysis is to understand your competitors' strengths and weaknesses and position yourself appropriately in the market. And this is it, you guys. Finally, you're going to choose a platform that you want to grow. And then you're going to create your initial targeting list. Okay, so what is your platform that you want to grow? Stop trying to focus on everything. Stop trying to focus on, I want to grow Pinterest and Facebook and Instagram and all the things. Like, you don't need to worry about all the things. Worry about the one place that's going to be the best for you and your business. Grow that first. It's like growing on Amazon first before you go and you sell on Walmart or other channels, right? You really want to master one channel at a time. So master one social media channel. Get those people into your funnel, grow your email list that way. And you can decide on that single platform by doing that customer analysis that we just went over. Okay, so choose the platform where you can get the most following and engagement. Consider Facebook because it's the largest and easiest to build an audience on. And then create your targeting list. So initial targeting list for your funnels is just your age and gender, their pain points, your competitive advantages that you want to target, what locations you want to target, right? You don't want to target everybody in the world, and other brands that you want to target. So that's it, guys. That's the easiest way to do it. So the goal is to now choose where you're going to focus your energy for building your brand and who you will initially target your content towards to be further optimized later, right? So a recap: understand your audience, understand your competition and how they're engaging an audience, make a list of their pain points, draft your flow from top to bottom of the funnel and how you will get their attention, offer them something of value, deliver the value, and then use that email list and new audience that you've gained on your next product launch. That's it. Questions?
Very good, Amy. What a perfect presentation, so detailed and full of actionable tips for Amazon sellers that they can basically start applying right after they finish watching the session.
Yes, and thank you for mentioning the VP video. So this session is part of Seller Fest Online virtual event where we have over 20 experts sharing their presentations, just like Amy did. But every speaker we also ask to deliver additional video which all these videos we packed into a package what we called VP package, and you can upgrade for a little investment. And you will get 25 additional videos with more in-depth or going more in details about the topics each expert is talking in our free sessions. So let's mention again the video by Emmy. Emmy, can you share to us again what you are sharing here in this VP video?
Yeah, so what I'm going to be teaching, so in this presentation, I went over some, kind of an overall funnel. And there was some examples that I gave of digital downloads and things that you could do that are really valuable, because we all know, like, all of us have probably tried to like offer an ebook or something, and we're like, man, I'm not getting any clicks. Nobody's scanning that QR code in my product insert, right? So I'm going to give during my VIP session actual examples of how you can get that email address, how you can get them to scan, right? So give you some really highly effective examples of how to do that.
Yeah, it's the whole presentation of additional 30 minutes almost. And besides Amy, you can get 25 more videos. So check the link below in the description. And now I think time for some questions.
Yeah, and before starting with the questions, I wanted to also say to the viewers, if you enjoyed what Amy just told you, then definitely like this video. And also, if you're new to Orange Klik, then subscribe to our channel to see similar content in the future as well. So the first question.
Even Ines says, thanks, Amy, fantastic presentation, super valuable. Amy, not Amy, Ines, Amy also, don't forget to click like and subscribe. You already revealed that you are subscribed to our channel, so thank you very much, Amy.
So so Amy, first question. I have customers who have registered for the warranty through our landing page, so I have their emails. What should I do next?
So yeah, this is the hard part, right? Because you really do need to engage that audience. That's the hard part when you get their emails and you're like, man, what do I do with them? So you should be thinking about their pain points. So go through these exercises, think about their pain points and how you can deliver value to them, whether that's content, whether that's an onboarding newsletter for your, when somebody new enters your email list. You can create a series of automated emails that walk you through, like, hey, welcome to our brand. And then, what we're about. And the next one, kind of gives them some kind of valuable content related to their pain points. And then the next one, right? These are things you can write one time that every time you get a new email into your email list, it kind of just sends out those emails on a regular basis and keeps people engaged. And that way, when you're about to launch a new product, you're not just contacting those people for the first time.
All right. We have one question about people, let's say for people who don't have such a good creativity. Let me find that. Yeah, this one. So how to build connection with the customers if the product is not a lifestyle product and there is not much content to create. And we were thinking of an example, and I thought maybe this could be a good example. For example, it's a flag which you put on the children carriage, which you attach to the bicycle, and you put this flag, at least in Europe, you put this flag so that it's visible on the road. Like, let's say somebody is selling this kind of flag. So what would be, like, I don't know what.
Well, this is why it's important to do your audience analysis, right? Because I get this question all the time. People are like, I'm selling headlights for automobiles. Like, what can I do? Like, I don't know how to engage that audience. Well, what else is that audience interested in? They're obviously, they have certain demographics, locations, genders, that kind of thing. So really think about what else they're buying, what else they're doing. In the case of the bike, I love that, the bike flag. I mean, what about different ways to get outside on the bike, right? There's different bike trails. You can use other people's content. You can share like, hey, these are the most popular bike trails in Europe. These are some safety tips for your kids. Besides this, putting this flag on the bike, here's the top 10 safety tips for kids. So just look at your customers' pain points and think about content you can create related to that. It's not about the product. It's never about the product. It's about the customer, right? So what did they like? What did they do, right? So for me, I sell products that for cat people. And, you know, I'm going to create fun things. You know, one of my products is a litter box product. Like, that's not exciting to talk about or create content about, but people love to share and talk about their cats. So what about the 10 most popular cat breeds in America? You know, all these different things that you could do that people who also like cats, like, yes, they have to clean a litter box, but that's not the only thing we need to talk about, right? We can have fun together. We can talk about, you know, bicycle safety, but also, hey, here's some great bike trails, you know. And remember, you don't always have to create your own content. A lot of times there's really great content that's already out there that you can simply reshare.
Perfect.
Okay, yeah, very good insight. Thank you for the example. So one question about product inserts. So can you explain how do you set up and do an A/B test for a product insert? Do you send products to Amazon with different insert designs?
Well, this is a really great, you know, kind of hype up for the VIP session, because not only in my VIP session am I going to show you like how to craft a funnel, I'm also giving you a worksheet that that like literally leads you through step by step how to do this. So that's something important to note for that. But the A/B testing, simply that, exactly. This is a great question. You can just create, so let's say we gave the example of Sparky here, we're like one for migraines, one for focus, one for, you know, something else like headaches or just general stress relief, right? You create, they all lead to the same funnel. They all lead to the same landing page, but your words on those inserts are different, right? So you just have your supplier print out like 100 of this one, 100 of this one, depending on how big your order is, right? Maybe 500 of this one, 500 of this one, but you get the idea. And then you're able to kind of test. And a great way to do that is to use Bitly. So Bitly is a link shortener, right? But Bitly also offers the ability to create QR codes and to track how many people click that link. So even though you're sending them to the same landing page from concentration and focus, stress relief, migraines, right? You can use a different Bitly short code for each one. And then you can put those QR codes on your inserts, and then you can just log into your Bitly, which is free. You log in and you can track who clicked it. You could do this on your website too. You can say, oh man, the migraine one is getting like so many clicks, right? And this one's not getting as many, right? So that's a really easy way for you to track what's getting clicks where.
Okay, let's take another question. How many signups you normally have from product insert funnels, for example, out of 100 customers?
Well, it really depends on the product and the insert that you create, right? So it's not as simple as saying like, oh, you know, this is going to have, you know, 50 signups out of 100 customers. It really is something that, depending on that funnel and how attractive it is to the customer, and also the unboxing experience, right? Because I've seen a lot of people, like, either that card is like hidden or it's just got so much text on it that you don't even know what to do, right? So definitely I would use PickFu. I would create that insert and, you know, like mock up a few different versions of an insert, and I would put them on PickFu and do a poll ahead of time and go, which one do you want to scan? Survey 100 people. Right? That's a great way to validate your inserts before you even launch them, to ensure that you're going to get that engagement that you're looking for. Because especially on PickFu, they'll explain, like, the customers can leave a comment. Whoever's, you know, taking the survey can leave a comment and go, this one doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm not interested in this ebook or whatever, right? So you could test 3 different things. You could go, okay, this one's going to offer an ebook. This one's going to offer 30 days of an app. This one's going to offer a phone wallpaper, right? Like, you know, those examples that I gave. And you could see which one is the most appealing to an audience of 100, right? And you can even on survey sites like PickFu, you can narrow your audience down. So if you did your customer audience insights like I taught you to do in today's session, and you know that most of your audience is male, you could actually target males between these ages. You know, you can actually target them in your survey and go, okay, which one would you actually click on? So it's all about validation before your launch, validation before moving forward. And then don't forget to test your funnels and make sure that they work. Make sure that you're going to that website, that the delivery works, all of that. I can't tell you how many times I'm a big Amazon buyer. There's always Amazon boxes coming and leaving my house because I'm a seller as well. But I study inserts like crazy. Like in my mastermind group, I'm always posting pictures of inserts. I'm like, guys, look at this one, but a lot of them are broken. So you scan it or whatever, and like it doesn't even work. So, or the communication is just really bad. So you want to have user experience, like make sure that give it to your friends, do a pick food poll, do a survey, say, hey guys, test this out. Like, is this appealing to you? Does this make sense? Do that work ahead of time. And it's going to pay dividends in the long run.
Thank you very much, Amy. And I think it was a great session. Everyone who liked and enjoyed, please click like and subscribe. And one more time, can you tell us how do you help Amazon sellers? And the link to your website we will put below in the description as well.
Yeah, so guys, we do copywriting, we do consulting, we also do product photography, and we have a full library of courses like the one that I did today to help you build your brand both on and off of Amazon at amazingathome.com. So come and check us out. We also have a free listing review service. So if you just want me to take a look at your listing and you're like, I don't know what's going on, Amy, I'm not getting sales. It's no strings attached. I just love it. I'm a nerd about this stuff if you can't tell. So if you just want my feedback, you can go to amazingathome.com, and underneath the services menu, there's a little link that says free listing review. And I'll send you a confidential review of me sharing my screen, going through your listing and telling you what you could improve and also what you're doing great on.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Amy. Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys for having me. Thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you. Bye. And now I would like to invite you to watch a video with Dano Falk, where he shares a visual sales funnel strategy when selling physical products outside Amazon.